It's prime time for crime time.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Carmen Sandiego. Amy the Amazonian, and I'm here to play my favorite deck, Nicol Bolas Prime. It's all about playing my opponent's cards because, they're better than my cards. I trust my opponents built fantastic decks, and I'm going to use all of my cards to play those cards. This deck, at its heart, is a Grixis control deck. It has some board wipes, it has removal, and it has a couple counterspells. But far more importantly, this deck has crime. It takes all of our opponent's cards from their hand, from their board, from their graveyard, and from their deck. If there's a place I can take a card from, I'm taking it. And this deck gets to run a lot of really, really fun cards, some of which are very new, like Decadent Dragon and Breach the Multiverse, and some of them which I'm going to say are classics when it comes to taking our opponent's stuff, like Thief of Sanity. Oh, everybody loves a good Thief of Sanity. This deck is attacking on multiple fronts, and ideally we're going to win by using our opponent's cards. If you're not familiar with Nicol Bolas God-Pharaoh, this is my commander for the deck. It is one of a couple different Grixis Nicol Bolas, and I only ever use the +2 and -4 abilities. The +1 ability is only available to me if my opponent has hexproof, so I can't actually target them with the +2 or the -4, and the -12 if it's not even an option. That's not even on the card. The way I see it, anybody who uses the +1 to attack their opponent's hand when they could instead be stealing a card from their deck, they're wrong. And they're playing the card wrong, and they're a no-fun ninny who needs to let their opponent play cards so they can steal those cards. That's right, I love grabbing things off the battlefield. We got Mass Manipulation, Wu Sun's Twilight, and even ways to make clones of things on the board. Snowborn Simulacra, I consider that a fine form of crimitude. So let's go into the queue and play our opponent's decks. Erixmathes, Slumbering Isle. Wow, our opponent's commander is actually a land. Land Leviathan. Wait, are you not a Leviathan Kraken? It's just a Kraken. It's a big boy, that's what matters. Let's start out with Sulphur Falls comes in tapped. Erixmathes enters the battlefield as a land. A sleepy land. But he wakes up after 5 spells have been cast, assuming you choose to remove the slumber counters, and then you have a 12-12 on the board. Oh, everybody loves having a big, funky 12-12. Actually, I'm going to take a look at my opponent's hand before I hit them with the monkey. What kind of cards you got there? I see. Well, that's a coma. So they are a Simic Ramp commander. That's completely fair. Sword of Isildur, Erixmathes. Let's go ahead and throw down our Forsaken Crossroads. I'm going to untap it. Use Relic of Legends. Dashing Ragavan by tapping Valky. Attacking them and stealing whatever the top card of their deck is. Oh, perfect! A treasure! When I got to reveal Ragavan, I felt like Wizards of the Coast understood me on the deepest level. This card is everything I've ever wanted in a card, and it's highly overpowered. It's a ridiculous card. The reason we don't go turn 1 Ragavan in every game we can is because a lot of people will just leave if you do that, and I want to, steal my opponent's stuff. If they play an artifact, I can steal that. Though I imagine they will be doing that much artifact stuff. Nice. Titania's Command. They got 2 lands and 2 bears. Throw down this Ragavan. Because we have Relic of Legends, we can just tap it for mana. And we will tap it for mana to play Nicol Bolas. Yo ramp, I ramp. Utopia Sprawl. Okay, so I don't have a forest, so if I cast this, it would actually force me to enchant my opponent's forest. So we're just going to let that go back. I don't want to ramp my opponent. That's bad. Let's not do that. Oh, it is Limoges. Ulamog going to hit our coma. And, it's Valky currently, but it was gonna become a coma. And our commander, he's gone. And they have a 10-10. Yeeg scary 10-10. They also have the ability to steal one of my artifacts. Very scary. Like Chromatic Lantern. And Gonti. Swan Song, Staff of Completion, Decisive Denial, and Invoke the Winds. I'll take Invoke the Winds. So I can steal Ulamog. I know what I'm here for. I might also steal Coma. I think once Ulamog's been cast, Coma is actually the stronger card. Stealing my Relic of Legends. I could steal it back using my Thieving Skydiver, but it will end up back under my control. It's Coma! Ulamog attacks. And exiles the top 20 cards of my library. I'm taking 10. Coma makes a little friend. And I make a little friend. Hey, how you doing? Thinking. I did that once. It was alright. They will be tapping and slapping next turn. Since the Scroll of Isildur taps and stuns things. Tapping down Coma and Gonti. Still have my abilities, though. Oracle of Moldiah lets them play lands off the top of their deck, and Rixmithies is now untapped. I think we might be dead just to too much attacking power. Yeah, it looks like we are. Since I can't block more than 13 damage. I can block Ragavan. That's with Ragavan. I had to block or tap down one of these. So right now I'm taking not lethal, blocking Ulamog. Throwing the monkey under the bus. Yeah, and I don't mind another 20 cards being exiled off my deck. Come at me, bro. Whee! Thankfully, Coma will be getting me some more critters. Down to 6. I get my Relic of Legends back next turn. Let's see what's in their hand. I know this is probably going to kill me, but I think I'm dead anyway. Lone Crafter. Make a copy of something in their library. Oh, actually, we just got quite a few blockers. And we get another one at the start of turn. We know the only card they're drawing is that Wash Away until they draw 2 more from these. Tap it for 2 mana. Yeah, see that Yara Mirror Lake? I just noticed it. It was in their opening hand, I think, too. No, we're still good blocking. They're not even floating the mana. They're like, I have enough. Cool, Swan Song! I just got a text from Voxy. If you guys want to watch us playing spooky games tomorrow, Monday, 4 p.m., we're playing some spooky games. Oh, also, Tuesday, 4 p.m. These are all in Eastern time. We're playing some spooky games. I'm gonna hit their ring-bearing bear. Their ring-bearer. Or do I want to hit their oracle? Probably the oracle. I lived. Have we decided on which ones? Yes, on Monday we're playing Poppy's Playtime, and she will pilot. And on Tuesday, we will be playing Homebody, and I will pilot. They're going to be able to counter whatever I cast here. Ooh, that would require tapping one of you. Hey, you guys, artifacts! No? Too bad. You think it's a good Halloween game, Homebuddy? I hope so. I watched the first 30 minutes of it on Game Grumps, which, by the way, Game Grumps is the producer for the game. And I figured, yeah, this seems like a good, scary game. You get murdered a bunch. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, we're going to top. And now that Coma is untapped, we can do the thing where we block with an extra thing and sacrifice it after to make this indestructible. All right, so we go to blockers. I don't like killing Arixmethes. Clear out that board. Forceful Cultivator gets them another land. I like how their Coma is what's been keeping me alive. Welcome to crime, y'all. Take your opponent's win condition. And now we'll take 5 more spells for Arixmethes to become animate. Nice. A land. This just gets countered. Move my commander to the command zone. Oh, don't mind if I do. I'm going to be attacking with these two. Because on their turn, we could just sacrifice this Coma's Coil. Tap down Limoges. Don't worry, that Ulamog will be mine. It'll just take me a little while. I'll steal that Limoges. They do still have that Lityara Mirror Lake. Lets them become a copy of something, but it does copy, like, the name if it's legendary. Looks like they're going to copy Forceful Cultivator. Just before I can do anything else, I'm just going to tap that down. And now they'll have 2 Forceful Cultivators that will get them another land in the deck. Oh, a slightly bigger. Look, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. Nice land. And Coma does the Coma thing. Oh, Scarab God! Oh, how I love the Scarab God. What are we taking? Oracle? Clone Crafter. Gonti. Gonti. I want to steal. Sorry, I need to steal. Give me cards. Cyclonic Rift, Nezahal, Primeval Titan. It is prime time. There's some decent hits. Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't want to be bouncing Ulamog back into their hand, so that's why I didn't take Cyclonic Rift. Ragavan zombie? Perhaps in a near future. What's also good is that means all those cards are on the bottom of our opponent's deck. Swang Song also ruins Rift. Yeah, they're not going to tap out. Look at how much mana they have. I might have a potential lethal swing next turn, just by tapping down all their blockers. We're going to tap that. Yeah, looking right now, I have... I think it would be lethal. Unless they find a way to animate this, they'd still have to cast 3 more spells. Decisive Denial. Okay, so they want these two to fight. That's fine. That takes me further from that lethal swing, though. Scarab God goes to graveyard, but will come back. And now we just Swan Song. The Scarab God returns! And we have enough mana to play the Scarab God and bring back a hasty creature. And I think that's just what I'll do. I could also use Nicol Bolas and just minus to kill them. But this is the, more criminal way to do it. We're gonna grab our Robber of the Rich. We're gonna tap down their blocker. Keep on tapping! And then we swing in for lethal. GG, Rixmathies. Garuda, Doom of Depths. Garuda, kind of like my commander, lets you take cards from your opponent's deck by putting them into the graveyard and then bringing them out if they have an even mana cost. Garuda is usually paired with a lot of blink cards because this is an enter the battlefield ability. Hi there, Garuda. Or I should say, Jigan Cyberclaw Terror. A sweet Godzilla monster. Need more Godzilla monsters day to day. Actually cycle this. Nice Sulfur Falls. Hit them with the Plunder from down under. Yeah, there's also usually clones, because they cost 4 mana, and you can use them to copy Garuda, so you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into your deck until you find whatever it is you crave. Oh, hi, Unesh. That's a Sphinx tribal card. And Belzenlock. Oh, I wonder if they have a bunch of reanimation. I think that that pairs really well with their commander, since reanimating things with Garuda, putting everything into the graveyard, just works out really well. Solemn Simulacrum gets them a land if they get another land next turn. An untapped land. Garuda can come out, so we're probably going to want to make sure we hold up our Wash Away. Nice swamp you got there. Play Relic of Legends, and then one of these lands will come in tapped. Let's say Sulfur Falls. No. This is just a very well-timed getting of this counter spell. See if they have, like, a Pact of Negation. They do! Okay, so Pact happens. And they get to... There's only one creature, and it was a clone. It's the only clone that lets you keep both of them alive, because it makes a non-legendary copy. But that means if they get another clone spell, they can copy the non-legendary one and continue the chain. Looks like they bricked there, but they just filled up the board so well. And I can't deal enough damage with the Spiteful Banditry, so instead I'll have to deal this. That Garuda is my Garuda. So I just took the biggest one, and now they have to pay 5. If they attack in with all, I want to kill the non-legendary Garuda, not their actual commander, because then they could cast it again. Excellent. These both come in tapped. Less excellent. Robert of the Rich. Just chilling, vibing, and hanging. Dream Eater. They can bounce that back into their hand to kickstart the chain of events. That's the a 4-mana Spark Double. I will block. Since we got a land here, we're going to do this for x equals 6. 5, 6. Swoosh! We get a treasure, they get to draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they have a land here, they can replay Garuda. All right, let's go. Let's see what Garuda finds. By the way, most of my cards are also even mana valued. They whiffed! Oh no! That's okay. I'll give you a chance. We exile this. They can put it back into the command zone. Siphon Insight. Let me just see what you got out there. Okay, Skyclave Relic in a swamp. I'll take the Relic. Can't play it this turn. Gives me something fun to do if I ever just have a bunch of mana that I'm sitting on. Psychic Symbiont. I discard none of the cards because I have none in my hand. I actually ran this in EDH for quite some time. I miss it. Time to steal. Burning Rune Demon! Oh, neat! Yes, please. Let's grab, Displacer Kitten and Breach the Multiverse. And then I will chill, sit, and hang. Also, Norbicio, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much for supporting my channel with that subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me do what I do. Oh, Jingataxis. That's gonna wreck my hand size. Yikes. They draw 7, and we have a hand size of 0. Which is fine. I can kill the Jingataxis if I really need to. I'm not going to. I'm gonna get lit with the kitten. Displacer Kitten! And we plus. Displacer Kitten is one of the most broken cards with this commander. Whoops, I meant to click on that. It's fine, I got an extra. Kit. Play that Skyclave Relic we have over here. Let's do some infinite crime. It's just me misclicking. Pretend I don't do that. I was actually thinking, oh, I'll hit my hostage taker. More crime, please. 2, Hedron Archive. Ooh, look at all that mana. Linky. What happens with Reliquary Tower and Jingataxis? If you have anything that gives you an infinite hand size, your hand size becomes infinite minus 7. Which, well, is still infinite. Kane, thank you for the sub! And Nearwolf as well, thank you for the sub! Yeah, we did some good crime there. GG Garuda. Azor the Lawbringer, one of the original guild founders from Ravnica, but, well, he got stuck on Useless Island, and put his spark into the immortal sun, so he's not even a planeswalker anymore. In fact, he's just a guy. Hi, Azor, the Lawbringer. I suspect that this deck is going to be Azorius control, because that's what Azor likes. Azorius control. He is the Azor of Azorius. Play some stanky water. Three mana. And now we have not a counter spell, a steal spell, but I'll still cast it as a creature on their turn if they don't cast anything. I want your cards. This will make a copy of whatever card that they cast. Stealing it on the stack. But sometimes I just also want a 3/2 attacker, because otherwise they'll just counter stuff on my turn. Let's see what you got. Teferi who slows us. I want a Teferi also. This is mine. I brought this from home. I made this. It's not yours, it's mine. Who wore it better? Me, obviously. I use my Future Spell Thief to swing into Teferi. And they have a 1 blue mana. I'll play Nicol Bolas over Teferi just because they don't actually have anything to do off 1 mana. And you must discard. Which card? Which card do you discard? Come on, Azor, show me the goods. Do you choose a board wipe, a counter spell? Maybe a bounce? A planeswalker. It's another Teferi. If I manage to transform this Nicol Bolas, I'll be able to take that Teferi for a spin. Using that -4 ability. Oh, how I would like to. I need 7 mana, though, to flip Bolas over. Planar Disruption means that I cannot attack, block, or activate the abilities of this Nicol Bolas. And they're going to ossify! You tapping stuff? Oh, you cut that out. Play a Relic of Legends. I feel like they may have a counterspell, but I don't know which. Spell Pierce. Okay, so I could have shocked in the land to dodge that. I'm going to boop the Planar Disruption back into their hand in order to smack down their Teferi. We will meet again. I don't know. There's already 2 of you in the graveyard. They again use Planar Disruption on Bolas and Cold Steel Heart for a bit of ramp. Oh, by the way, if you don't know Azor, when he attacks in, you get to cast, was it Sphinx's Insight? Also, when he comes down, kind of locks your opponent out a tiny, tiny bit. Decisions, decisions. My decision is that I want to cast Thief of Sanity. Oh, look! You will see him again. He's right here. Yeah, I totally lied. Teferi is right here. He always has been. I'm you, but with purple text. Elspeth Conquers Deathake, you can exile this, or this, and they're going to choose the card I made a copy of. When this gets to Chapter 3, they'll be bringing back one of those Teferis. Or maybe something else, because I'm about to put some cards into their graveyard, such as Supreme Vermin. Okay, Kelpie God's actually kind of cute. Paying 2 on my Thieving Skydiver so I can do a crime. By the way, this is blue ramp. Kelpie God's so cool. Ding bong ding dong. And Warren Power's done. Look at you and all that ramp. Boop, boop. Put more stuff in your graveyard. Iliad's Intervention. Touch the Spirit Realm. And a Thopteryx. I'll take that Intervention because that lets me destroy some stuff. I will play the land first. This costs 4 as a base, so we can destroy 4 or 5 things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And either the clock or the disruption. Free my boy! A winner is me! Huzzah! Tamiyo Field Researcher. The game plan of this deck is to have your Tamiyo, proliferate her, and then ult her. And then everything else in the deck is pretty dang good, so all you need to do is cast a couple spells for free, because that's what her ultimate ability does. Draws you cards, and then every card that you cast for the rest of the game is free. It's a very frustrating card to play against. Actually, yeah, let's throw down Valky. Let's see what they have in their hand. That's going to give me a lot of very good information. Alright, so they have Armored Scrapgorger, that's a mana dork. They have an extra turn spell, and a River's Rebuke. Sounds right. Llanowar Elves. I'm going to be saving Angrath's Rampage for hitting Tamiyo. And I'm going to attack with Valky. Ta-da! I'm actually a Scrapgorger. Yeah, I didn't have any use for the mana, so I just figured I'd swing in. Tamiyo, Field Researcher on the battlefield. Do you minus or do you plus? They're 1 mana away from being able to Time Warp. Alright, so they're gonna lock down those 2 spells. That's totally fine. The Celestus, and we make them sacrifice their Planeswalker. No Tamiyos here. And now we can cast Nicol Bolas next turn. So I expect they're going to go Time Warp and then River's Rebuke. Oh, never mind! Look at that, it's a Bank Buster. Draws them cards. When is Wizards of the Coast going to make a Universes Beyond of all of our favorite edutainment games from the 90s? I'm right here. I'm waiting. I'm the #1 demander of this and only this. They draw a card. I would like to steal your spells. What do you got? Wolf Willow Haven. Okay, so that's ramp. Not that exciting. But hey, more mana's more mana. I'll take it. I think it'd be very funny if you have, like... Alright, so I've got Gimli, and I've got David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, and I've got Carmen Sandiego, and they're all in my same deck. Why not? Carmen Sandiego would be Grixis. Okay, everything's gonna go into my hand, and that's going to go into theirs. We knew it was gonna happen, but there it is. There's no creatures in their graveyard. It would be lovely to get to use Tasha there. They have an extra turn spell, which is frustrating, annoying, filthy, disgusting. Going to use Valky again after throwing down all that ramp. See if they drew any new creatures. Marleaf Pixie. I also see... Ugh. Ew. Gross. Yuck. Farewell. I put this in a lot of white decks, too. This is a control-oriented deck. It's especially good there. Hi, Tamiyo! Plus or minus? Looks like they're going to minus and lock down my mana rocks, leaving this Llanowar up to defend Tim Tam. Shame about that. 1, 2. Can't defend. If I can fly! Whee! Die, Tamiyo! For next turn, I believe I'm just going to hold my Futurist Spell Thief. Daytime, nighttime, nighttime, daytime. Yes, please. I would like another land. I'm gonna drop... the Agent of Rafine. Feel bad for Oh, you feel bad for Nashi. Why? Because I keep insulting his mom? Nashi, sweetie, I'm so sorry. You deserve better than this. Alright, so they're choosing artifacts and creatures. This gives me a farewell in hand, but the creature just goes away. And I'm going to take that. Because now I have a farewell. In case you try anything funny, you hear me? Yeah. Oop, I just realized I only have one blue source, so I can't also hold up my counter spell. But I can tick up my Tasha. Of the cards that we see in their hand, it would need a creature to take out Tasha. And only one of theirs is dealing damage. And they're not getting there in time. I'd say GG, but I really don't like the gameplay of that Tameo deck, so I'm just happy to beat it. Narset, Enlightened Exile. She's a really tough commander to play against because she can bring things back from the graveyard. Specifically, non-creature spells. And she does it by attacking. She has prowess and gives all your creatures prowess, which means she works really nicely with things that make tokens when you cast non-creature spells, 2 of which actually exist in Standard right now. But with this Narset deck, you will have to expect your opponent to go wide, hit hard, and make Narset into an untouchable machine, all while countering your threats to keep the tempo up. Looks like they hit a double mulligan, though. Hopefully they don't leave too early. I'll take a land. Right now, all of these are going to be coming in tapped. Hello there, Silver Raven. There we go. That gets me something for, oh, it doesn't get me something for turn 3 because I don't have black mana. That's fine. A Soul Warden and a Silver Raven. Oh, somebody wants to gain some life. Something nice is once we do get this down, I can ping that and bing that. I thought about naming black on Forsaken Crossroads, but I didn't expect to see a land on top. That's on me. I should have had higher expectations for my deck. Look at that beautiful Jeskai. Look at that beautiful Jeskai mana. Passing the turn back to them. Look at that beautiful natural Jeskai. I say the Dragon's Rage Channeler because of its ability to put spells like this into the graveyard is a bigger threat than Soul Warden. It also gets stronger. We are going to go for destroying an artifact and 2 damage to a creature. Ow, that just very simply and easily resolved. Gotta crack this open and get another black source. There it is. I was expecting a counterspell. A Haunted Bridge. We can just hold up Gale's Redirection here. Rather than play Gonti, I would love to steal something. By the way, hit their commander with Gale's Redirection, they can just choose to put it back into the command zone. So I have the Narset here. It is in exile, though, so it has changed zones, and they can choose to put it back over here. Or they could choose to let me have it. No, okay, they put it back over there. I would love to have the Narset. I'm going to try to make a copy of Narset if I have a chance during this game. Ooh, alright. Bringing down Gonti. What do we steal? Oh, yes. Third Path Iconoclast. That is, as I said, when you cast a non-creature, you make yourself a token. It's amazing with Narset. Rotisserie Elemental cares about hitting your opponent and it will eventually be sacrificed to draw cards. I'm willing to double block it here just to reduce the number of creatures they have. now we hit this for x equals 5. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. I'm a Narset deck. Right now, the cards that are in our graveyards are not great removal against Narset. And X cost spells aren't very useful for her either. So if they cast a burn spell here, then attack, cast that burn spell again, they could do some good stuff. I'm hoping my Narset survives a turn so I can turn around and do the exact same stuff to them. Nope, here we go. So, Ranger's Firebrand, that's going to buff up their team, and they can cast it again. Oh, also they're tempted by the ring. I kind of like making Narset into the tempt target. I guess Gonti currently still takes out Narset on an attack. Yeah, Weenie's plan to take advantage of the prowess. Oh, they're time warping, and they can do the time warp again. Narset swings in here and recasts the time warp from the grave. Oh no, it's mana value less than, not less than or equal to. She's only at 5 power right now, so they could hit Firebrand, Sleight of Hand, Command, dealing 2 damage there. And destroying an artifact. This will trigger Prowess again, too. 1 extra turn is still going to give them a pretty good spot. Looks like they're going to return the Iconoclast from grave and deal 2 damage to one of my blockers. These all get bigger. And we kill Narset, taking 8. These two are going to shrink back down, and this is going to get a counter. What I call skewer counters? A skewer counter is so funny to me. It's like, yeah, that's a normal thing. Hi, I'm Narset as well. I would love to get to cast the Time Warp from their graveyard. Alright, 2 non-creature spells. I would need a 3rd. I'm thinking about casting Nicol Bolas next turn. Oh, Flames of Anor. Oh, dang, that can kill Narset. Yes, Rotisserie Elemental having skewer counters is very cute. It's part of the, there was like a feast in red and white. You could see like a bunch of dwarves that have food fighting themed cards. Oh, they didn't kill the Narset. Maybe they're just going to exile her now. You squished her away? How rude. Fine, I'm swinging in. What am I casting here? Sleight of Hand seems fine. Let's go for the Firebrand. Hitting a 3rd path Iconoclast. The big reason I'm doing this is so they don't have the Firebrand in their graveyard. Also, now my Narset is the Ring Bearer. Why does Narset cost so much mana? Oh yeah, I countered her once. I forgot about that. I got 3 little dudes out. They're gaining life whenever a creature enters the battlefield, and I'm at 11. Iconoclast. Yeah, gain that life. A ring. Gonti. It's the only thing that's not a land. Swing in with Narset. Sleight of hand. Triggers, 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 and triggers. Ooh. We're gonna put the Rift into our hands so they can't cast it from our graveyard. So, a bit of a problem with the Loyal Warhound is that I don't have any planes in my deck. So, I can't actually get any land off this. This is just a 3-1. With Vigilance! Oh, they strangled Gonti! Well, actually, that's like Gonti's clone. Now there's 2 of him in the graveyard. That was made with Snowborn Simulacra. So that was like a snowman version of Gonti. This is also a snowman version of Narset. Ooh, they're swinging in! I block and block. Sure. I'm down to 7. I didn't want to give up the Iconoclast. Robber of the Rich has reach, so we'll be able to block the Spectral Sailor. Get all those various buffs. He's still a good dog. It's still a good dog. We are all in agreement. It is a good dog. I wonder if I have like a Wandering Emperor. Let's settle the wreckage. Blink of an eye! Can't kick it. But we can boop that back into their hand. They can also draw a card up the Spectral Sailor. That is a thing they could do. Narset swinging in. We will strangle the sailor. Triggering prowess and making more creature tokens. And the life totals are getting closer to each other. I'm still at 7. Definitely a couple ways in Jeskai to deal 7 damage in a turn. We have 3 blockers down here, just in case Narset could come out, but she can't. I think we're good. GG, Narset. Thanks for letting me win with your deck. Cool Guy is playing Nikia of the Old Ways. Nikia means you have more mana to play the best cards in Magic, which are creature spells. She's also just a big ol' 5/5 centaur, which is cool if you like centaurs. She's extremely gruel and extremely cool. Hi, Nikia of the Old Ways. I like all of the skulls that you have on you. Once she's on the battlefield, you can't cast non-creature spells, which is very cute. Start that Fetid Pools. It enters tapped. They have 3 mana. Somberwald Sage is going to get them enough mana for Nikia. Nikia, clearly a disciple of Borborygmos, only cares about creature spells. Hit us with the Borbor, baby! And by Borbor, I mean Nikia, because we don't have Borborygmos, the one that cares about casting of certain spell types in Arena. We have Borborygmos and Fibblethup. Not as cool. Not as cool. Cast the spells that we can. Wonder how many big creatures they'll get out next turn, because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. They dropped Miglaws. Miglaws would have been able to destroy these. Racer's Ring! It's a land that enters tapped. Eleanor Gardner. If you sacrifice a food, you get another land. Okay, so not anything too scary from Nikia here. Just a nice gardening lady. I like how the Sunbroad Sage didn't attack, and you know she wanted to. Get a basic. We'll throw down their stolen land, show them what we got. And it's nighttime. I will draw and discard. I'm going to drop the Clone Crafter. I probably can't afford to cast a lot of their spells, but I am going to hold up Zareth San and Gale's Redirection. So Gale's Redirection, we're going to try and steal this Tyrant of Carriages, and we get it, and we can cast it for free. Thank you, Gale's Redirection. I love a free dragon. Deals 4 damage to any target. Like you, Ms. Eleanor. Surgical Metamorph is going to be great, too, since it will let me copy a spell from their deck, or from their board, if they cast something big and scary. Get out of here, Eleanor. Oop, not trying to tap that. You could just go for Nicol Bolas. Yeah, let's do that. Show me the big boys. I want to steal a big boy. Provisions Merchant. Nikia food. Gain a life. Draw and drop. Don't need that midnight clock. Monkey! Tyrant of Carriages is taken out by Kogla, the Titan Ape. They do have a human here, which means that they could make Kogla indestructible, putting her back into hand. That's 9, 10 swinging in there. I will block Nikia to keep Nicol Bolas alive. And again, I'm going to try to get a big boy. Not Provisions Merchant. Hey, Beast Whisperer is kind of cool. Draws me a card off casting creatures. Speaking of creatures, we're going to cast their Kogla! By which I mean we're going to Surgical Metamorph Kogla. So now I have a Metal Kogla. It's going to fight their Goldspan Dragon. And we're going to win the game. GG. Unctis. Grand Metatect. If I remember right, this is makes your blue artifact creatures loot? Blue creatures, whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, discard a card, artifact creatures get +1/+1 and can turn things into blue artifacts. That's a wild one. Unctis, you're wild. And they've also got a way to make things unblockable and tap stuff. I mean, it's good ramp. Yeah, I'll hit their rampy boy. You get a card, but you can't tap for 2 colorless next turn. And now we're holding up a counterspell. There's, I think, 2 counterspells in this deck, and there's both of them. Gale's Redirection and Wash Away. Wash Away is especially good at hitting commanders, and Gale's Redirection is a counterspell that steals. Thank you, Gale. We love you, Gale. I don't have enough mana to cast anything this turn, but they don't know that. I could be holding removal. Oh, Tezzeret! Betrayer of Flesh! He turned himself into a metal man. You gonna make that into a 4/4? Probably not. You wanna draw and discard? Oh, I just noticed that makes it so your artifact abilities also cost less. That's great for them. Well, which of these 2 would you rather sacrifice? Your many-folded key? Or Tezzeret? They chose Tezzeret. I guess Manifold Key is really nice to have in a deck like this. Makes things unblockable, untaps artifact. You stole my Sheoldred! Crime on crime? Also, I have a go for the throat. Hate to say it, these 2 don't have throats. They're both metal men. Here's the Scarab God. I'm gonna put a stop in my upkeep. They're gonna borrow. Alright, so they're borrowing that. It's gonna go back into my hand. They borrowed a cup of sugar. Means I don't have to activate it. I put the stop in my upkeep so I could maybe do some reanimation. Play the land, put that stop back for next turn. It's been countered. We're going to go down to 1 life, or more likely 0, because Unctus comes out and can turn these creatures a blue a dabu doo dabu die. Oh no, they're just artifacts, so they get the buff. They win the game! GG, Unctus! Kethis, the Hidden Hand. Kethis is a Legendaries card. Cares about legends, makes them cheaper, and lets you play them from the graveyard at the cost of exiling them from your graveyard. Kethis is oftentimes able to play very, very strong cards, especially Praetors and similar, getting them out early and bringing them back to the graveyard, protecting them, and forcing you to use exiling removal. I'm very happy with this hand, in part because it has the Scarab God in it, which means I'll be able to take things out of their graveyard too. Alright, so we're going to start with Valky. Take a look at their hand. What do we got? It's Caryatid, Arwen, Loran. I don't have anything for Loran to destroy. Arwen, I'm going to take the Caryatid. So this lets me turn this into a mana dork, and I'm pretty sure it was going to be their plan next turn, since it's the only thing that costs 2. Means I can turn you into more mana! Yay! Let me seize those thoughts. Who's going to give me the most trouble here? Probably either Ratadrabik or Arwen. I'm going to drop Ratadrabik with the full knowledge that it can and probably will come back through Kethis. You play Kethis here or Arwen? Once upon a time, they have not cast a spell yet this game, so they get to cast this for free. Once upon a time, there was a Branchloft pathway. Arwen's out! Alright, so we're gonna pay 1 and 2. This Arwen is able to put a +1/+1 counter and lifelink and make something indestructible until end of turn. Thinking about what they have. Eldritch Evolution on that gets them something that costs 5. I think Shuldred would probably be the pick. Okay, so they just Swords to Plowshare. I was hoping to take things out of our graveyard. That was a good draw for them. May as well get down a land. Play that for white. Play Kethis. Or go for Wrenn and Realmbreaker. Start filling up that graveyard. I also had a choice last turn. I could have done Nicol Bolas, Cold Steel Heart to ramp into Big Bolas next turn. Alright, Arwen's swinging in. Ooh, they went for green. Wrenn and Realmbreaker. Plus to get towards ult. Nice. Make you discard. Which you gonna go for, Loran or Eldritch Evolution? That Loran would have been able to take out this Cold Steel Heart. You're going to name Blue. Be a plus or minus? Minus gets them potentially a land, which they might not have a land for this turn. But minus also puts them in range of Nicol Bolas swinging in and taking them out. Alright, so they milled 3. And they can put either Mondrak or Spawning Pod. Oh, okay, so this person has 2 pod effects. This one just happens once, Eldritch Evolution. And then Spawning Pod is cool because it's randomized, but still lets you tick up and up and up. Would you like to turn Arwen into a random 4-drop from your deck? Or maybe a 5-drop of your choosing? Why are you looking at all my cards? I don't have anything worth noticing. Certainly not enough mana to play Nicol Bolas. Kethis is out! Hey, Kethis! I'll start with a swing. I'm gonna see here. I could flip over Bolas. Could go bowling for Boli. I kind of like just doing Eldest Reborn here. That feels boring. All right, we're gonna go for Nikki B. I'll let you get stuff out of your graveyard. It's more fun. Give me stuff. Menagerie Curator. When I cast a unique spell, specifically a creature that does not share a creature type with anything else in my deck, I draw a card. Which is great, because very often I'll be casting spells from their deck. If they choose to activate Arwen here, they would kill the Menagerie Curator. They didn't. They'd rather keep that indestructible. Eldritch Evolution. Oh, never mind. She's dead! What's the 5-drop that you get? It could also be a 4-drop, technically. Ooh, Tishar. That's a great way to chain a ton of value. Who's coming back? Arwen? Loran to destroy the Cold Steel Heart. It's very cold-hearted of you. Shigeki is able to put itself back into hand, cast again, which is so good with Tishar. What you got? Give me your cards! Grapple with the past. Alright, I'll just start with this. Found a land. Glad it wasn't nothing. Going to swing in with Bolas. And we're going to Blood on the Snow. Pay with all 2 snow that I've got right now. That will bring back Valky and let me see their hand. If I remember right, can use this on creature spells, but not creature abilities. Only to cast creature spells. Darn. So I can't use that to transform back. See, I can't pay 2. It won't let me. Hey, wait a minute. They kept Kethis in the graveyard. Why'd you keep Kethis in the graveyard? Could have been a misclick. Or it could be that they have a bunch of mass reanimation spells in their deck. I want to get frisky-risky. One, two, three. I have a spawning card. Yeah! Gaming! Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and I hope you have a happy Halloween. I've had a lot of fun getting to dress up and get into the spirit of things during this spooky season. As always, if you'd like to watch me record things live, yes, all of these in the funny costumes were done live, come over to twitch.tv/Amazonia. It's my main channel. If you're looking for the deck list, it should be in the description. If you're looking to just tell me something nice, the comment section's right there. You can say, Amy, I thought your costume looked fantastic. I, too, am a fan of early 90s, late 80s edutainment, and I will say thank you. I grew up with the WGBH show. It was great. I love Carmen Sandiego. I wish that the current iteration of Carmen Sandiego also had video games. Currently, it's just kind of like a Netflix TV show, which it's not bad. It's just kind of young for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you love the deck, and have a brawlful day.